All right, hopefully I can't speak. Hopefully I can do this video right because I'm in the middle of working out. But I was taking a break, drinking some water, and someone called me in my video that's titled "Weapon Movie Sucks. Stop it, white people." Where I said I had a group of people go take the bullet for me, as in go check out this movie because I couldn't see it until later, and they all came back and told me it sucked, and they were but they were definitely wanting me to see it so they can see what I think because they want to say it's okay, but it's forgettable. And so they called me, finally said because they've been waiting to find out what I think, because we've been busy and stuff. And now we were just dogging the movie, and we're bringing up things that I wish I would have brought up in my review, and things I thought in the movie. But I was talking about, I used the example of I'm about to get into the title in a second. What made me want to do this video? I was using an example as the guy from No Country for Old Man. What I said in my actual review when I finally got to review it. Picture who's known as a good actor. Picture race those movies and put him and only have it only this movie. You will think nothing of his acting, and you'll think nothing of him because the script is dog shit. Where he doesn't even seem like a good actor. And he was more like, and he also like, well, what I think of him like, and as a, just this character in the movie, and he said like, what would you do? He's thinking about my kid and stuff, and I said, oh, I thought the dad was smart, but this is the problem. And he says, so what I realized when his dad figured something out, that's something that I would have tried out myself. I started realizing no one else thought of this. No one else put their videos together. The cops did not notice that these kids are running out the door at the same time. So it meant one of the things I hate about movies the most, make everyone else dumb, but except the star to make the movie work. So he's like, yeah, he goes, yes, well, I thought too. Because I was like, so you mean no one else put these videos together or came together and studied it together? Not even the cops, nobody. No excuse for this. There was other questions, and I also answered questions. He says, the other thing I don't. He said, the other thing I don't like. I said, I bet you it's that gun crap. He said, yes, that's it. The gun flying in the freaking air. You know what's going to happen? I don't go on YouTube look this stuff up, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be some movie explained where someone is going to like come up with some bull crap to make it seem something more than what it really is. They're probably going to use, oh, this is a number in the Bible and this and that and blah, 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 blah. So anyway, but maybe want to do the video, like a separate video, and say something else about weapons, since I've been going all day about Superman, coming up with new things about Superman. That movie sucked bad. And it hit me. I wish I could have come up and say another thing about making characters dumb to make the movie work, something that I meant to say in my review. But this is what I want to say. So let me pause real quick. So since now I'm getting on to the point of this video. So how am I supposed to get this? I understand, I want you guys to understand this about I'm put Jeremy in the title because people, I'm sorry, Jeremy. Sorry. The reason why I have to use you is you're the only one I can click to know where your review is the fastest. I don't trust your reviews, but I can quickly, see, what someone gave without hearing them talk about the movie because, blah, blah, blah. Because certain people are not talking about this movie is about this, directed by this. I'm like, come on, dude. Just get to us, do you like it or not? No, it's not your thoughts of how you think of the movie is not that important. Like they're like trying to hold off and says, I like that, or something like have you hold off waiting and just do that. I'm like, no one cares if you like it. I just want to know if you like it, but I don't need some big dramatic, opening of you finally come out and say what you thought of the movie. That K guy does that for his walk out the theater. He does that sometimes. Who's an idiot. So anyways, I'm sorry. So to get into this title, right? Let me pause real quick, because I want to explain something that I explained before. It upsets me that right now, so I'm trying to pause to make sure I don't mess this up, because I don't want to go over this again. That's why I'm pausing real quick. The problem with, people I want to explain, and I remember now how it's supposed to start out. Now understand this. Somebody said, I think it was on my weapons review, they were saying, well, the thing is, you're not a paid movie reviewer. These other ones are paid off to blah, 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 and blah, blah. And the thing is, I don't have the research to put in there. I don't know. It's all weird to me. The only thing is I know for sure is Jeremy cannot review movies like me if he wants to be a big movie reviewer. Because you do know how many movies he will be saying that suck this year? Well, this is a bad year in reality. But you know how many movies he will be saying that suck this year. And it would just be like, of course, I'm talking about if he just stays his way, but still has it the same outcome as the review. So I'm not saying like me, but I'm saying you having the same outcome. It'd be nice to have honesty, but I can understand the drain here of saying so many movies sucks, but it'd be the truth. That's what it would be, the truth. So and there's this thing is there's two different formulas I want to understand and why these reviewers come up with this bullcrap. It's one is the fact that he cannot keep saying movies suck like me, which is the truth, but he can't. And the next thing is it's the same. Like I don't have the order anymore. I lost it, but I'm just gonna go and just bring certain orders up, and it's not the best order. But it's the same as for IGN's review for what's that crap called that Disney Marvel movie that came out, Thunderbolts. There were people upset because IGN did not give it a perfect score when the movie wasn't even out yet. And I'm like, you guys are still doing that? I thought you're supposed to hate Disney Marvel. You go back and forth, being grown-ass adults, single dudes, upset that Disney Marvel is not getting, a big high score if it's a masterpiece or whatever. And you go to defend Mr. Woke, a boycott Disney for putting someone of color in the movie. So there's a way I needed to explain this. More with using that to understand how they have to do their reviews. It's kind of like, it is the fact that it's also, it's coming at slowly to me now. So it's not just Jeremy, saying say weapons, he gave it a good review. I think I remember. But you understand the base of the internet of single dudes is trying to give it a good review too. So it's the base of what's feeding them is why I say that Chris guy is really going to use social media of the single guys that are going to rush to see his movie. It's a weird thing, but something at Freddy's, how it makes $70 million the first week. That's for a weird base or Minecraft. That was a bunch of grown dudes throwing popcorn around. So. It's still that base is still feeding in that they want you to praise movies like Weapons. They want you to praise these Disney Marvel movies and sometimes hate them because of some kind of hate crap. It is the geek table, the single loser guys that sit in the table. I said they are running social media as in YouTube. They're whining all the time. They don't have a life. They're making 10 profiles so they can say, we hate you. They don't have a life because they know they're being blocked. Those kind of things. Like you just block someone and say, I made a new profile, block. Just like it's that easy for me. But I'm saying is that is them. They're calling James Gunn's Superman movie a masterpiece or wanting it to be, and they can't even make any freaking sense to explain anything. And what was the next thing is. And one more example is I'm trying to say you understand that, he's Germany, they know what base they're talking to. A base that wants you to get angry when you don't praise, a formula that we've seen so many times like Disney Marvel. And sometimes it is aware of when it's supposed to be attacked. Like I said, you go to any clip to a movie that's came out, look at the comments. Even if it was a really known bad movie like 28 years later, nothing but positive comments calling it certain scenes a masterpiece. Why does this movie get an Oscar? Now look up a clip for a movie that's supposed to be hated by a hate group like Terminator Dark Fate, X-Men Dark Phoenix. You won't find one positive comment. Not one. Of course, you probably might maybe find one, but it'll be exhausting looking for one. Notice that. And one more example is I said before is this guy called something Lovely. I don't know if he still does movie reviews where he was responding to my viewer responses back to him. I had towards him back then, where I was explaining for X-Men Dark Phoenix. He said, your whole review literally said nothing wrong with the movie. You went all day, say this movie tried so hard to do this and that, couldn't do that. Don't explain anything wrong with the movie. Not one thing, and you're trying to say it sucks. And he admitted to me it's a very bad review. But I give him another response that says, guess what? Look at your likes. Barely any dislikes for trashing Terminator, not Terminator, I'm sorry, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, let's go to your, and I showed, I did a video and I showed this. Now, you're making very valid points what's wrong with the remake to the first part one. Very good valid points, if I'm saying it right. Look at your dislikes compared to your likes. So I can't get mad. Well, I'm trying, so I hope you get to what I'm trying to get to. I can't fully get mad at Jeremy. He knows what base is on that thing. So even though Jeremy is like, well, say Weapons is a good movie when it's clearly a bad movie. I don't know anyone in the real world that says they like it. You know, and that's what I say, it's a common thing is a lot of movies that no one in the real world is saying is good, but the internet is praising that crap. You know, that is what the internet base is. So he cannot keep like saying like, oh, Weapons sucked, 28 years later sucked, you know. You know, I mean, even though, you know, was it Superman that was being praised, he has come out and said, yeah, this movie has sucked. He's the only one I know of. Doesn't mean he's a good reviewer. He still be saying some dumb shit all the time. He's not someone I trust, but I can quickly know it so I don't get to that. Well, guys, I mean, I walked in and going and goes, I like that. Do you think there's something special about you where you really got to hold off to say that? Because it just makes you look stupid, wasting our time. Just get to the point. You know, but so I put that in the title. So you can be happy with that title, not click the video or listen to what I got to say when I do it. But, you know, so, but one more thing I meant to say is the beginning. But one thing is like, one more example is, I finally got, I don't remember what it was. It was, cause I'm more used to my Star Wars, The Force Awakens review. It was the first video I've ever done that made over 20,000 views, right? And I'm gonna put a crazy title, let you guys know this for this title, because, you know, I just don't like talking and don't really like like at least get the decent enough of you. So I don't like completely talking to myself. But, you know, my Terminator, Star Wars Force Awakens review. People are rushing it because they wanted me, hate groups wanted me to hate it because I had to say in the title it sucked or something. And then I had to block people because I that's when I started to learn, you know, because I started getting something about Finimus or something, or woke it wasn't starting yet. And then Mary Sue, and then I learned when I clicked people that was like extremely agreeing with me saying this movie was terrible. I just said it kind of sucked. You know, I think I put it on the title, it kind of sucked, you know. And, you know, and I went to the channel to find out they watch hate channels and I had to block them. But, that got like over 20,000 views, right? And I sit there and say, guys, I have constantly, I've been always having videos with Germany being racist in the title, and I explain my reasons why I say that. But I knew this time racists would rush to it because they wanted to believe people were upset with Jeremy because he liked the movie called I Am a Racist or something. And I'm like, and so it was the same comments of, my video I did was saying that Jeremy was shocked that no one knew who this guy is because I didn't even know who the guy was. And the point it was because he watches the guy so he exposes himself of watching racists all the time. He's like, I'm so shocked no one knows who it is. So I kept getting comments that says, you're mad because Jeremy didn't like a movie. Never even know what he gave it. Didn't even see his review. And they got blocked, of course. Guys say, usually I do these bait titles, so then only go by the title, not by what I say to get blocked. So I'll get people blocking this one too. But the thing is, that I think it was up to 20,000 views, or I don't remember. It was 15,000, 20,000 views. I didn't know. It was, I was like, wow, really? But the thing is, I've said in the video, and later I said, people, I knew that people were going to rush to that video because right when I did that video, I saw hate channels come up with this bullcrap that people are upset because Jeremy liked the movie, which it wasn't true. And they get their proof from Twitter or something, some comment they made themselves, and they say, look, this is my proof. But where are the comments of the people that are mad that people didn't like that stupid movie? Where are those comments? Why didn't you talk about those? Why didn't you talk about those? Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay. That's what I said. It's a single loser thing. So it's just like, I can't get mad at Jeremy or people who are praising dumb crap about being paid The base is wanting this. The base is upset because IGN didn't give a Thunderbolts a perfect review. That is what, that is, that's how Trump does it. He uses people's fear and hate and anger to get people run into him. And Trump is making, so I heard, made, what was it, over $3 billion from selling all his crap to idiots. Over $3 billion. That's what I hear. When Obama did a Netflix thing and made $60 million, there's like, well, Obama did this whole thing in purpose. So Obama plan was to become president so he can get a Netflix thing, a documentary, whatever it was, so he can make $60 million. That was the whole plan. You're a freaking idiot. And one more, like the Obama phone. Remember that whole thing about Obama phone? Look it up. Fox News says try to say there's a Obama phone out there, and you see the video about Trump's phone. It says, yeah, you guys, this is good advertisement. People need to go out and buy this phone now. There was no Obama phone, if you don't know that, if you're that stupid, because I didn't talk social media. But anyways, I got to go, but that's the point about, this whole paid off. Like, I can't fully get mad at Jeremy, even though he's an idiot and a racist. But I can't get fully mad because that is the base that's on social media. They're wanting this. So it's not just the YouTubers, it's also the comments. And the biggest example that I really do feel, it is look at any clip for any movie that's known as a dumb movie on YouTube. Nothing but positive comments. Now look for a movie clip for a movie that's hated by a hate group. Nonstop, just, oh my gosh, cringe your work. I can't speak. Cringe alert, cringe. Losers. All right, peace, I gotta go.